Hello there! 5 years ago, right now, I created my very first YouTube channel. This is the tier list we're going to be making. Well, more importantly, you're going to be making. I've already done this. I've already done this tier list. This is a lot of your input for this stream here. Make your voice count. Let us know in the comments your favorite minifigures and whether you think any minifigures throughout the stream. Feel free to interrupt. Throughout the stream, you think a minifigure's in the wrong space, you let me know and we can switch that up. Starting off with the Clone Cadet. I'm going to default to 18 plus just so it's on screen. Where do we think the Clone Cadet should be? Master Builders, I think the dual molded legs and printed arms are pretty nice. I will say my three figures did have kind of misprinted arms. They weren't too big that they're worth millions, but there was a bit of white outside the black outline. Maybe that drops them a peg. This isn't every single minifigure that come out this year. This is only the significantly new ones, not even like new Bricklink variants. These are the minifigures that stand out because they're different enough from the previous iterations that they needed a new minifigure. Some of them are new costumes. Some of these, like Django's got this is the UCS Django, not the playset one. The Commando droid is updated. The clone pilot has that new helmet. There are either changes that needed to be made or, you know, they are brand new minifigures like this droid. Next up, we've got the Gingerbread 8080 in Gingerbread Vader. This is going to be really interesting. Nice shout from Archer. Ahsoka UCS. I'm happy with that. I think it's a great minifigure. I don't think Ahsoka would have needed arm printing at this stage, so that's quite nice. Doesn't have any arm printing. They could have copied it over in white. 12 plus. All right, I can get behind that. We should have Dedra Miro and the ISB agent. What do we think about these figs? I quite like Andor, but I've actually used Andor's torso and legs to create, and arms. I've used the Andor minifigure, create a custom Jyn Erso from Rogue One. I really like that torso. 12 plus for Andor. I think 12 plus for the ISB agent. Yeah, the officer, 12 plus. All right. And then 18 plus for Dedra. Oh, because of the hair. Because of the hair coming out the hat. Lovely piece. Oh, where is he? Plo Koon. What do we think about Plo Koon? Now we know the legs aren't cracking. Needed arm printing for Master Builders. Ah, I see. Because it come with a Clone Wars droid head, I think it did need arm printing to be on the same level. I've just noticed Dedra Master Builders and/or 18. Let's fix that up. Dedra is a great figure. The fact that the cloak coming down the front of the legs, I will say Dedra, we'll say Master Builders, because there's only one thing Lego could have done better, and that's dual molded legs. Thank you for the dono, Key Rock, getting the UCS Slave one for Christmas. It's not just the finished project, the finished design, but it's one of the best sets. No problem. Thank you very much for your dono. And then Ahsoka Tano, UCS. Already done that. Let's go on to the Arc 170. We've got Oddball, Jag, and the unnamed pilot, but which one is which? Named one's 18 plus, unnamed 12 plus. And I want to say the blue one is Oddball. I didn't put in R4P44, did I? I guess similar enough to the old droid, not much different there. We have Boba Fett, little Boba, from the UCS Slave one. 12 plus, no difference from each set. Don't think it could have been better. Yeah, I think the hair as well. If the hair was the right color, it's dark brown, or a lot of people would have preferred like the Han Solo hairpiece on the young Boba, I think that would have given them a few brownie points. Maybe could have been 18 plus, but there's not much they could do from the character. 4 plus might be lacking a bit, but still good figs at the end of the day. Speaking of 4 plus, let's go with the 4 plus Mando, the R5D4, which technically has had a few minifigures in the past, but R5D4 is usually shared with, what's the other name? R5D8, who is one that shows up later on in an X-Wing and very similar to the one that Trapper Wolf flies with. Had many droids reused, but because they look identical, usually there's not a point making a new character if you've got one, especially a droid. And this is from Mando and Grogu's N1 Starfighter. Hopefully we see that in the movie. I still think, actually, to go on a little tangent about the N1, I think that we could not even see that in the movie. They might just not mention it all. I think they will probably destroy it at some point, but it'd be interesting if they didn't and then the next season of Mando actually takes place in the run-up to the movie, because it would set the movie up so well. Star Wars is all about media res and getting straight into the action. If the Mando movie starts off right in the middle of something, and then we're left wondering, well, how have we got here? We were just, how, when, what, where's the N1? Did the droid just magnetically suction to 12 plus? Are we keeping it 12 plus? Darth Maul, I'm calling it 4 plus, because it's the same minifigure as last time, missing one detail on the belt. And I think removing it from the minifigure, we've got to, it's a good minifigure. We've got this Night Trooper and the Death Trooper, not the one with a clear helmet that did debut last year in Ahsoka Tano's duel on Peridia. I think if we put the ISB Tactical Agent in, we have to put the Night Troopers with them. We've officially run out of space on the Master Mouldie members Monolith. Check out, by the way, these tiles at the bottom. How cool do they look? What would be sick is if, I'm going to have to search this now, if there was some sort of like opalescent 3D filament, 3D printer filament, because these are all designed with the names of the members of the channel, and we're out of space on the first board. So I will be building another one of these and eventually probably connecting them all and having them displayed somewhere on the wall. So we've got Bakara up first. We have the dock points. It's not the UCS. There's no Karma. I don't know if Master Builders would have a Karma. I do think dual molded legs, even for the grey. Maybe we needed grey dual molded legs and a material Karma, which is the little skirt, or a plastic one. Lego could bring back the plastic ones. Right now on my store, I'm working at making them in different colours. I have links for Karmas in various colours, and they work with figures. You can bend the legs, same size as they appear on the print. Grand Admiral Thrawn has dual molded legs, and on the back you can see the boots go in like this rounded off motion around the stud, and I think that's perfect for the Karmas, because the Karma would be the white bit, and it creates that little bump at the back that then goes over the legs. It looks a bit natural. It does look a bit more natural. There has been 10. This Hot Tub Trooper is the 10th minifigure in Star Wars to come with dual molded legs, and that's behind $1,000 budget. So, well, that's not a budget. That's just for the one set. What about the Ayla Secura and Star Trooper Battle Pack set? That's a good point, because they're in the same boat, you'd think. 18 plus, 12 plus, I'd be happy with. The MTT build is pretty cool as well, just because there's a lot of exclusive parts in that set. Bump both up by one. All right, I can get behind that. I guess the minifigure isn't as bad as 4 plus. The next up in lists, in numbers, we didn't do SIG, no. I like the orange saber. What do we think about the SIG and the Solitos figure? Solitos bugged me that everyone in the original Solitos verse only had torso printing, because that's how minifigures were made back in the day. And they gave Solitos leg printing, which didn't add up to his story. Solitos was meant to be from, maybe Solitos was from a previous one. Thank you very much, George. Maybe Solitos was from a previous multiverse that had leg printing beforehand. I don't know how they would have worked that, but that bugged me. Just that little detail, leg printing. Could have given us just plain legs, gotten away with it, and they over-detailed the minifigure. Sig Grievin as well with the saber. Solitos's first name was Pab. It was Pick a Brick, not Pick and Build, it was Pick a Brick, so the online service. These are the elements for Sig, and you can see the hip piece here has some dark tan printing on it. Well, that dark tan printing also should be on the hip, and I don't know why Lego aren't printing. I don't think they've printed the front of the hip for ages. Oh, Luke had a line printed across, but they tend not to print the middle piece. Ranking going along the 4 advent calendars, Master Builders for BB-8. All right, I'm liking that. I quite like this one. I remember the BB-8 that came with a Santa hat and the surfboard, the snowboard. That was a cool one. Getting the snowy BB-8 is a figure we're never going to see again. We've got 12 plus for Jawa, but I would like to see the new hoods, the new Lego hoods with the Jawas. Where are you putting C-3PO? 4 plus? Yep, I think 4 plus is only right. We docked Maul for the torso detail. 3PO has a little silver printing on that gold leg. That's an inaccuracy. We're going to have to dock it down to 4 plus. Though the head's cool, we did see it on the Dark Falcon and UCS. All Master Builders for BB-8 and UCS for Babu Frick seem to be in agreement. Babu Frick looks so cool. Should we move on to the Death Star figures? We don't have too many other sets left. Kenobi's big thing is the dual-sided face print, never seen before in a figure, and also legs. We haven't, for an A New Hope Kenobi, got printed legs without the robe. I prefer the cape to the printed robe. And I know a few of you agree. It's kind of an unpopular opinion, I guess, whether you prefer the printed robes or the cape. I prefer the cape. I'm not sure if it's the best. I would love a Force Ghost Kenobi. I think that would be pretty good, but it's the best for this version, yeah. We got a load of Imperials. We've got, and also no boots. No boots on any of these Imperials. We'll save the best one till last. Oh, Luke. Luke as well. She got up there with Kenobi. It feels more Master Builders series. Luke does, at least. I quite like it. Alongside Kenobi, I quite like the fact that they've brought back the original versions of the character and just improved them as much as they can. But Luke could have had dual molded legs. The Imperials are a similar boat to the clones, though, without the leg. I'd say even to the... They're named. They are named. They are named. Let's whack them in 18+. Since I made the buildable weapons for the Avengers, can I try to make a good glider for Green Goblin? Because you got the green and purple one from the magazine and mocked it, but not real happy. Yes. Simalu is 12+, going by the Clone 1 new mold. Not too much effort. Oh, good point. Yep, new mold for the hat, which is nice, but no printing on the dress piece. We are coming up to the final few sets. We've got the droid, which shows up in the background of one of the scenes with Kenobi in. The trooper needs to go in 4+. No. It doesn't really look like the one from Skywalker Saga either. In the original game, we had the Speedos. We had the Speedos Trooper, which just had blue Speedos. And then in Complete Saga, we had the blue and red stripy swimsuit. In The Force Awakens, we had the First Order Trooper that looked like this guy. First Order logo and a First Order helmet from The Force Awakens. And then in Skywalker Saga, we got plain red shorts for the Imperials. In game, they just gave us white boxers with red love hearts or Lego bricks or something on them. Kind of agree, 4+ has been inaccuracies, hasn't it? Darth Maul missing the belt buckle, 3PO missing the golden, well, having the silver leg, and this trooper never actually appearing and being a mashup of Skywalker Saga and then the First Order. It looks like the First Order one. What about the droid? No back printing. So it's not BB-8, it's not Master Builders. We've already sort of got a ceiling at Master Builders. We can't go any higher than this. How far does it fall? It's accurate. So we're squishing it. We're squishing it to 12+ or 18+. 18+ named characters. You know, the back printing's kind of like the dual molded legs for Imperials. I do feel like the back printing should be more common. It looks like R2-D2 from the front. Similar for both. Actually, not too different printing, a bit of the blue plugs and the blue on top. 12+, the clear piece isn't a new colour. Oh, good point. No new mould. Next up we have the V19. Well, it's a new mould, all right. It's been a while since we got a phase 1. I feel like it does belong next to the pilots and the other new helmet moulds in here. All UCS. I think Kenobi, yes. Kenobi and the pilot UCS. Honestly, Ventress could have had... Alright, my argument for Ventress, and the same for Kenobi, was dual molded legs, but Kenobi's robes come down the front and go over the front of the legs. Realistically, it should have been back printing, not dual molded legs. Asajj Ventress is the same deal. It comes down the front and down the back. Side of the legs shouldn't be that colour. Back of the legs should. So until we get that, no more time needed. UCS, done deal. But what about recolors of the Commando droid? It's more accurate, so it's not 4+. I am banning it from 4+. It's accurate. 18+ droid for the new color. I like that. 18+, definitely. Straight to 18+ it is. No questions asked. I like that. And finally, we have a figure that is technically debuting in a magazine, because this figure was, I have a few notes here. It was released originally in the battle pack last year. Did the Coruscant Guard gunship come out first? Either way, we've got it in the battle pack in the gunship. And when the battle pack come out, the Coruscant Guard clone trooper was renamed to the Clone Shock Trooper. And at the time it was said it was a mistake, you know, it's the same minifigure, Lego just didn't realise they'd named it something else. So, you know, scratch off, it's still the Coruscant Guard. However, in the magazine later this year, and I think it's the December issue, it might even be January for us, so that could be good timing. This clone shock trooper is debuting on purpose, and it's technically the debut of the new minifigure ahead of next year's mech. So it's pretty cool that we're getting it ahead of the mech. But that being said, I think it's just a regular clone trooper. It's a good one. It is a good one. I feel like the Kaminoan needs that middle ground. It's like low 18 plus, high 12 plus, maybe next to Vader. Chat has come across the perfect minifigures in Jango, Ahsoka, Babu, Kenobi, the clone pilot, Kenobi. Something about Kenobi here that's popping up twice in the UCS, and Asajj Ventress. No arguments from me. Really solid minifigures as well. I think even 18 plus. 4 plus, Maul needs that belt. 3PO needs the gold leg rather than silver. And Hot Tub Troopers, can we get the original Hot Tub Troopers? This was my initial reaction, no thought behind it. And you know what? Some of my decisions, they held up. They held up. 3PO and Maul in the 4 plus, bit different. But you can check it out in the link in the description. And also be sure to fill out your own. And until Monday, may the bricks be with you always.